I have created this beautiful fair skin, pale skin look with winged eyeliner and a bright bold lip. I do also chuck in a nude lip, so keep watching till the end. And I do throw some tips and tricks in along the way of what I'd like to do when I am pale. So please keep watching if you want to see how I got this look. First up, I am using my L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. So this will just make the skin seem so bright and glowing, which is definitely what you want if you have fair pale skin. Foundation, I am using the Revlon Colourstay. This is in the colour Ivory, but I'm also going to mix it up with a little bit of the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation. This is in the colour True Nude 303. I think this one will be a little bit too light for me today, so I might need a little bit of this. If you can see my shoulders, they still have a tiny bit of tan on them from when we were overseas. I know you can't see my neck, but I want to kind of try and make it at least match. Obviously my face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body. I hate that the Revlon Colourstay like literally smells like paint. Does anyone else think that about it? The first thing I notice when I put foundation on is how patchy it is when I am pale. But I do notice by the time I'm finished my foundation, it goes away. So do not fret, because it does look very, very patchy at the moment. Spread it out so it's all nice and even with the brush, and then we can buff it in a bit. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush. I would have to say it's like my favorite foundation brush. I just love it because it has a little bit of fluff to it without being too fluffy. My Sigma ones are just, they're at the point where I just don't want to even use them. They're just like too dense and like I'm really working the foundation in with them, but this is just like nice and fluffy. I don't know what it is about being pale and foundation, but I just find that the foundation doesn't sit as nice like on my natural skin. Okay, so once you've found your perfect shade, some of you just may be fine using the Revlon Colourstay. I find that that's a really, really light foundation. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time for the foundation to set into your skin, so that's why it just looks like it's sitting on top. So make sure that the foundation is blended down your neck. You certainly don't want any harsh lines, especially if the foundation doesn't quite match. I know what it's like if you spend money on a foundation and then you find it doesn't quite match, but you still need to use it up. So make sure you blend it, and then you can fix the rest up with bronzer if it is a little bit too dark anyway. So now I've had this on my face for a couple of minutes now, and I can see that it has really settled into my skin. So just be patient with the foundation if it doesn't look nice at first. To conceal under the eyes, I'm using my Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Concealer. This is in the colour Ivory, and this is a really, really light concealer. So I'm just drawing it in from that middle and just one nice sweep along there. And I'll do one side at a time and blend it out with my finger, just because I find that this concealer dries really, really quickly. And also blend it out over the eyelid, just so that this will cover up any inconsistencies with your skin color, your lid color, or anything like that. And blend it down just beside the nose and blend it up towards your temples, just in that triangle shape. If you need a little bit extra, just pop in a little bit extra just for that discoloration. I get quite a bit of discoloration there, so that's why I like to highlight and conceal that area so much. And now for the other side, I am going to take a tiny bit down my nose, but just a light bit. Pat it out with the finger. Make sure you use your ring finger because it has the least pressure on it than all of your other fingers. So you don't want to be rough with the eye area because it can cause wrinkles. So just dab it nicely. This concealer I find works best with patting it rather than trying to rub it in, just because it does dry so quickly. I'm going to highlight a little bit on my chin. And I might put like a little bit extra on my nose, just because my nose has gone a little bit funny. I find that foundation and product settling on my nose can be a little bit of a hard task. And if you need, just blend it with your foundation brush. So this guy needs to go. It has been plaguing me all week. To cover him up, I'm going to use the Maybelline Cover Stick in Ivory. This is just the best concealer for covering up blemishes, I personally find, and it is one of the most affordable as well. I really love this product. I've been using it for years. I just take some on my finger and I just pat it on, just like I did with the other concealer. This pimpy has gone a little bit funny. He's like half dry. So just keep dabbing it on until you're happy with the coverage. I've got a few little scars here that I might just dab on as well. He is not wanting to get covered tonight. And then just dab over your foundation brush just to make sure it's all blended in nicely. I am actually going to use a product for the first time. So it is the Bow Beauty Pressed Powder Compact. This is in the colour Fair. I have a lot of trouble with my powders being a little bit too dark when I have no tan on, or when I am my natural self. I look like such a ghost, sorry. And this guy seems to be pretty light. This is a domed bronzer brush from Eco Tools. And just pat the powder on my face. I'm not going to buff it in until it's all patted on my face everywhere. Don't forget to pat over your eyelids. And I'm also going to use a smaller brush to set that concealer underneath the eyes. This powder is actually really light, so that's great. I haven't actually worn tan all week, and I've been using powders that have made me look a little bit darker on the face. So this powder is great, and it's only $2. You can get it from Big W. Okay, so now we have our flawless base happening. We can move on to contouring and blush and everything like that. So I am going to contour with the NYX Blush in Taupe, and I'm going to use my Eyeliner brush from NARS. Something that I want to briefly touch on is the fact that you should use a really cool toned coloured bronzer or contouring product when you have a fair or pale face. Just because using a warm toned bronzer like this one here, it just warms up the skin tone, but what we actually want to do in this case is sculpt the face. So we are adding in depth underneath our cheekbones. We are trying to create an effect on our face of shadows and making our face look slimmer. And using a really warm tone bronzer, you may achieve that, but your face may look muddy and it won't turn out as good as it can be. Okay, so here we have the MAC bronzer, and then here we have the NYX Blush in Taupe. So you can definitely see the difference there, with this one being a lot more cool tone and this one being warm tone. Adding a bronzer will just make the illusion of your face being sun-kissed and golden, whereas we want to sculpt our face with this. And right underneath that cheekbone, I'm going to draw a line and blend it up. Being so fair, you do want to start off with a small amount of product and build it up. So don't like press your brush in there like I just did. You want to make sure that there's no harsh lines, that it's nice and blended and everything on your face. So I'm going to do the corners of my forehead as well. And I'm also going to draw a line on my jawline, because at the moment it's pretty non-existent, and I will blend down a little bit. So we're creating the illusion of a shadow being there. I'm going to take some of the blush on a small brush that is fluffy, and I'm going to trace my nose with it. And blend it out with this one, just so it's not too harsh. You can also draw some underneath your lip, and it creates a shadow there and makes your lips look bigger. I find that the best blush for me when I'm pale is actually a peachy coral colour. So today I'm using this one here. It's by TheBalm and it is FratBoy. And if you need to, just blend it all out with your powder brush. For highlight today I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle. I am taking it on my fan brush. Tap off the excess because we don't want to be a glitter ball. And just putting that just on the cheekbone. So for me it's right there. It may be different for you. And you can also work it down from underneath the eyebrow. And on your cupid's bow, I just dust it there. Up next in my routine is eyebrows, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Blonde. Okay, so now that my brows are done, I'm going to move on to my eyes. No matter what, I always use an eyelid primer. So today I'm just using the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Belly branded. It's just a really light champagne color, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply it. Sweep it all over the lid, and I'm going to also go up into my brow bone. I am going to be using my Stila in the Light palette. I'm going to use this because this is a staple for me. I absolutely love this palette, and if you don't have it in your collection, you need to go get it. Of course, I'm taking my transitional color first, and that is the color Bliss. So just taking some, tapping off the excess, and I'm just putting it in that crease. Just really lightly, and if I need more colour, I'll just go back in. Definitely don't go in with something way too bold up front on your eyes if you do have fair skin, because it can make it really hard to clean up if you go straight in with black, for example, or like a blue or a green or a purple. You definitely want to start out lightly and then work up the intensity. I'm going to cover the lid with the colour Bare, which is just a matte, light, creamy colour. I'm going to just pack that all on the lid. I'm going to use this colour here, which is Gilded Gold, and it's a brown with a few gold specks in it. And I'm going in with a bit of a fluffy but pointy brush, and I'm going to just put that on the outer crease, just to give that a little bit more definition. And then using the same brush, I'm going in with this colour here, which is Sunset. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to trace it on my lower lash line. I am going to take Kitten, which is a shimmery champagne colour, and I'm going to put it on the inner corner there. And I'm going to take a little bit and put it on the centre of the lid. Just the centre there, and just pat it on. And it doesn't, I don't want it to be like super intense or anything. And then just blend everything in together. Today I'm using the Australis black eyeliner, and I'm going to trace it in my tight line. Now just use whatever eyeliner you want to use. I am going to use the Kiko Ultimate Pen, so it's just a felt tip eyeliner, and it has a nice tip, so I should be able to create a really nice wing with it. Next up will be mascara, and I'm using the Rocket Mascara by Maybelline today, and then I'll put some falsies on. I am going to be using these lashes today. I don't know what number they are, but there is every chance in the world that they would be red cherry lashes. Now for lips, I will give you two colour options. First up, I'm going to do the nude colour, and this is MAC's Pure Zen. So that's the finished look with the nude lip. Some of you may find that this is too sickly or pale or, you know, ghostly with the nude lip, and that's perfectly fine. You don't need to wear a nude lip. I just wanted to show you something that is a little bit more versatile. You can of course put a pink gloss over the top of it. This one here is a Kardashian Beauty Lip Plumping Shimmer Gloss, honey flavoured, magnified mauve. So this one will plump my lips, and it will just give me a nice shine, so make me not look so flat and dull. Okay, now if you don't like the nude lip at all, that's okay. I've got something else planned for you. I actually bought this today, and it is a Miss Shop lipstick in the colour Power Pink. It is a beautiful, bright, purpley pink plummy colour. It would be probably similar to the Maybelline's Hot Plum. Now I did slightly overdraw my lips on the top, which is fine. You can totally not do that, but I just decided to tonight, and I kind of had a little bit of a slip.
but that's okay.
So this is my finished look for the Fair Skin Pale tutorial. Hopefully you guys have learnt a little bit, and if not, maybe you could teach me something, because it's not quite often that I am this fair skinned. I usually do layer myself up in tan if you've seen some of my regular videos. So if you're pale too, give it a thumbs up, and us paleys can all hang out together and be friends. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!